Yes, hello everyone, and welcome to the live stream again. Hope you are doing great. Yeah, like yesterday and the day before, we continue with the anime theme, creating different things, and today we want to do this village. I kind of saw it and was impressed. So, and today I want to do something a bit different because most of the assets that I create using the live stream, I never reuse them. So at this time we're going to make more detailed assets and try to reuse them in other projects. For example, the house. Where is Discord? You can use exclamation mark Discord. Now that should get you there. Hello Vinit, glad to see you. And Vansit. How are you? How are you guys? Yeah, so like I was saying, we're going to be making more detailed assets so that we can reuse them in different projects. Thank you, IDK. Good luck on yours as well. So we're going to be making this, but before we get into that, let's do some quick promotions. So let's come in here. So this is HDRI Maker. It's a pretty awesome add-on that lets you just create HDRIs and use them with your environment in a way that is integrated, so that the HDRI seems like it's part of the scene. Like you see here, the background of the HDRI blends in with the ground of your scene. And I can see that you can basically do a bunch of things with this very, very amazing add-on. Link is in the description. Then we have Simply Cloth. This is an add-on I like to promote. It's an add-on that lets you it's a library of clothes that you could use with your character. Again, link is in the description. You can check out how it works. Very amazing add-on. Then lastly is my own add-on that you see me use quite a lot. This is the asset library. It's the alternative to the Blender's asset browser, and I think it's unique in its way that it's much. I think it's a better implementation of the asset browser. This is how I would have wanted the asset browser to be implemented. It works in the side panel, and you can access all the things you want directly here. You can access your models directly here, and you can also add the models just as easily within your viewport. You don't need to divide your layout further. You can just use the side panel. Yeah, with that, if you want to get it, you can find the link in the description. Let me just get things set up. Hey, Deflex YT, how are you? How's everything? Okay, yeah, so there's some amazing pieces here. There is this. There is this. This also looks good. The issue is it has a lot of vegetation, and vegetation usually slows down things. So we are going to go with the first one. Good luck. Thank you, Somen Saikon. We're going to go with this one. So let me make sure that everything is set up. Let me go in this layout, and just grab this image, have it here, pin it, turn on my shortcuts, and we are good. Asset browser is amazing. I hope in the future it will be an alternative. It will be alternative of Quickso Megascan. Well, Megascan is also a library, so that comes with its own assets. Unless Blender starts adding assets, I'm not seeing that happening. Anyway, so let's start with this house here. I think I'm going to expand this. I want to first make the assets. Example, make this house here. I think we can start with, let me see, if we start with a cube like this, like that, maybe it's a bit taller, and then has a roof like that. Then you can see there is this wooden I don't know if they're called planks or whatever, but so I'm going to grab a plane, rotate it on the X, scale it down. I think I'm going to be using Substance Painter to texture this because I want to have PBR assets that are easy to use in different applications so that they can be used in Unreal Engine and whatnot. So let me rotate this on the Y a bit like this. Give this a solidify modifier. And then a bevel, just to round off the edges. And then an array in the Z direction. So these don't really go all the way up, and I think they need to be a bit smaller. And apply the rotation. I think, let me rotate this. Let me see. We want maybe make them again more smaller. Call this. I'll call this anime village. So somewhere around there, then they go around the building. So let me mirror this on the Y like that. Now we also have them on the other side. Have this beam here. Okay, let me give it a bevel. So, how many of you have tried Substance Painter? Have this up here. Add a mirror. Mirror. I think I can do a few of these. Let me use the shear tool here. I'm not sure how the roof looks. Let me see if I can see anything. Okay, so the roofs are, I think they're just roof tiles. Let me see how we're going to approach that. And can also grab another wooden plank here. I want to be as detailed as I can be, because I know I will want to use this again in a different project. So that's why you see I'm spending a little bit more time on these this time around than I usually do. So this might be a bit lengthier than usually. So usually I stream for about 1 to 2 hours, 1.5 or to 2 hours. So today we might stream a bit longer because I want to be more detailed. Is that a house or garage? I think it's a house. I think it's a house, just a different type of architecture. Duplicate this. So we have that. Should be the same thing on this side. And think this here and around there. Then maybe these are not as can't really figure out the structure here correctly, but let me see. Can grab we are going to make the same, I mean the style of art. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to make the same style of art. So just do a plane. And the amazing thing about this is if we make one, we can reuse it elsewhere. They do seem to look the same. So that's an advantage, I think. I don't know how this platform looks, but let's see. Yeah, let me just use this. Shift D. Think this is around here. Extrude it like that, and then have something like that. And I think I can also grab another loop like this. like I said, we're going to be using Substance Painter, so we might also do some UV mapping or UV unwrapping. So if you are new to UV mapping, this is, I think, a good tutorial. This would be a good tutorial for you. So yeah. And one other thing I could do is, let me see, if I need to make this a bit wide, I think something like this. That means we need to change, reposition all these a bit. Like that. Yeah, I would recommend anyone who's new to Blender to try and follow along with their own version of this. Let's try to make this together. Now, the roof tiles, I think I'll just do the roof tiles directly, texture them in Substance Painter, but if they don't look as good as I imagine them, we can come back in Blender and redo them directly as geometry. But for now, I'll just do them as, I'll just texture them directly. So let's see, come here. Hey Mokon, Minbaya, I'm glad to see you again. It's been a while, I think. Haven't seen you in a while. How's everything? So this is what we have so far. Then grab the roof, 50p. Learning Blender is so hard. Did you know Unreal Engine? Yeah, I know how to use Unreal Engine. I just rarely use it because most of my audience is Blender based. That's why you see I don't use it that much. This thing is very detailed. Kind of underestimated how detailed this could be. This was, I think, now we can start setting up other things. Let me first come here, set up the camera. Maybe even try blocking out other things. So let me use 25mm. And the one I'm seeing this is we have a hill. So let's do, I want this to be in a collection called House or House 1. So that we can set up the lighting, block different things. And I think I might have approached this project in a less efficient way. So let's try to correct that by first blocking out things so that we know where to spend most of our time. So I'll set up the sky texture here. Now, knowing that this is our first building, and actually I don't want to have this, to use this as the, let and just make sure that this is all in the house one collection. I want to use collection instances of the house. So it's going to be around here. The camera is a bit rotated to the left, like that. And the sun comes from the right side. So let's use a 45-degree of the sun. Let me first pause the render a bit. We can do a hill. So for the hill, I'm going to do, let's start with a simple plane like this, and rotate it at, let me see, what angle could this be? So the hill is a really hilly hill. Yeah, forgive my English, it is not the best. Anyway, so this is our hill, and this building here would be seated on some kind of surface, flat surface. I think the hill looks to be, ours is too angled, so it should be around here. So then this should be, let's first, like I said, we're going to first block out things, and then, okay, so then this would also be this part here, where there is this kind of garden. We're going to come back and sculpt in more details to this. But right now we just want to make sure that we have everything blocked out. Hello boss, how are you? Hello Predator Dash, how are you? We also need a few of these houses on the left that I think they need a platform of their own. So I'm just going to grab this. I think these might be the same buildings. Hello Gav White, how are you? Hello Burning Bright, how are you? Okay, let's see. Think we're also getting the shadow, the same shadow that we need. Let me play with the ozone layer a bit. Maybe add some. We don't need that much brightness. Yeah, I think it's very important not to underestimate how much blocking is required here. If you're doing the same project that I'm doing, I think it's very important to begin by blocking out your scene like I'm doing here. Otherwise, you're going to spend quite a lot of time Yeah, the reference is just amazing. That's why I loved it. I picked it as well. Think this bend a bit, and the road starts to curve. Yeah, something like that. Now we can even bring in some clouds. I'm just going to bring my asset library cloud. Just start piecing everything together. Might need some dark dark clouds. Maybe bring the contrast. Now let's do some sculpting. Bro, you are doing great, but you know how your render will look like anime. Have to use Eevee instead of cycles. Not necessarily. For cycles, it's usually post-processing that you need to do to get this to look the way you want. The issue with Eevee is that it's very slow to because it always has to compile shaders every time, so that's why I don't like to use it a lot. I want to sculpt in the road a bit, so I reduce the strength. And I think let me reduce my brush size. Just so we have some detail here. Okay. Sometimes you must consider using fspy to match the reference image coordinates, which saves sometimes in matching perspective. Actually, I find I would spend more time trying to set up fspy than just eyeballing it. That's why you say I rarely use it. But yeah, you might. I don't know. For you, it might help more than it does for me. That's why I don't use it that much. I think now I'm looking at these. These are like stones, and wondering what the best way to do these stones. Let's see. If I grab, if I grab a plane, just subdivide it a few times, down proportion editing. I'm trying to create this kind of brick texture or brick detail. So let me see if I do this, maybe scale this on the X, grab this, just trying to leave some space in between these so we make something tileable. Let's see if this would, if what I have in my head would work. Oh, you're logo designing? Nice. What kind of logo are you doing? Because in Eevee you get good bloom, and also all anime are done in Eevee. There is so much glow in anime. Yes, definitely. Yeah, there is a lot of glow in anime. But like I said, working with Eevee is a bit slower because you have to compile shaders every time you change something, which is something I really hate. I don't like. Okay, so I have that. I think I can extrude this. Don't need the other faces, and I can. I'm trying to mimic these bricks here. See if I can get. Okay, then I think I can use a smooth modifier here increase the iterations. Yeah, maybe another thing I could do is just select these, load them a bit, and we have something like that. I would also want some space for the motor, so let me scale this by NVIDIA origin so that we have some space for the motor like that, and maybe that's too much. And inside here we can add a plane 90 degrees, turn on proportional editing. Hey Kapil Patel, how are you? Today you early. What's up? How is everything? But Eevee is meant to be faster. Well, let me show you what I mean. So if I add, let me go to Eevee preview here for a second and I'll show you what I mean by Eevee being slow. So if I import, say, a texture, because we're going to be using a lot of textures. Let me grab something like this here, and try to connect it to the base. You see, okay, it didn't do that here, but the more complicated the shaders become, the more the time the shader requires to compile. So now, if you have multiple objects in your scene, it becomes even. Let me add a math node here. The problem becomes even much bigger. You're doing well. Great, great, great. Yeah, trying to catch the stream as earlier as possible. That's nice, man, because I want to be chatting with you guys. Bro, read my comment about asset library. I think you missed it. About the asset library, I don't. Yeah, could you repeat the what you're saying? Because I can't find the. Yeah, I want. Yeah, this is going to be like the motor between the rocks, and that should be given a different material. So I will duplicate this material. Let me call this rock and call this motor. And all I have to do, I think, is just add a hue and saturation node here. I want to buy only. How much will it cost me in total? Yeah, I don't think that would be possible, because even just exporting them would take a lot of time. But you can go to CG Trader and look at some of the asset packs that I have there if you are interested in buying them, in buying my assets. I should find the ones that are already there. I want to reduce the size of the motor. You know what? I think we can just get rid of the motor and just use these bricks as they are. So we want them to be on this wall, which is this one here. So bring it here. Yeah. Not sure which one is the better look. The one without this. Let me reduce the repeat. So we just have a little bit of that. I can duplicate this and just have a pile of stones on top of each other, like this, and maybe even, let me see if the array would work very well here. Yeah, I think, yeah, not very well. So let's just duplicate these manually. I think can do add another piece here, so that is much easier for me to connect them. Hello, Super M Jude. M Jude, how are you? You didn't post the render yesterday. Oh, I kind of forgot, I think. Did I even render it? I don't think I even rendered. Kind of jumped off. After I streamed, I just went and did other stuff, so I must have forgot. That's how I will post after this, hopefully. Let me use local so that these can be tiled. Now you might be wondering, why don't we just use a texture here? I don't know, I just think this would give us better detail than the texture. Let me add hue and saturation. Oh, let me see. If I just add a color, mix RGB. Can see now we have some rock. I don't know, these look so cool and cute, like buns. Okay, let me see. We're lacking some bricks here. We can put them later, or we can add flowers and maybe let me use botanical here to do that. Let's add some plants. Well, if you want to get botanical for yourself, link is in the chat. Just get some bushes. Nice. Hey, that wall is lovely. Thank you. If the construction had been that simpler, like duplicating objects, yeah, life would be cheaper as well. Yeah, so I think since I have this wall made, I can just grab copy everything here. Put it up, give it a slight rotation. I think there is a gap here, so let's add that gap as well. I think I forgot to copy this, so Okay. Let's add these, make the road have these rock texture. So let me go to, let me see, do I have some rocks? Rock material. Let me go to my resources folder and see. Or let me go to textures.com. I think they have, how is this kind of rock called? Let me see. Textures.com. Let me search for a rock texture. Rock pavers texture. Yeah. Something like this. Or this, or this, any of these should work. Rock pavers, no textures. This should work. How to get the library of all things that you have? Yeah, like I said, it's that would be very difficult for me because I have a lot of stuff. But if you're a Patreon, you can request some of those stuff, and I also upload some stuff there, packages where you have multiple models in a zip file, so that could help. Let me see, I need my resources folder. Let me create a rocks collection. Let's see, you can also use this or this. I'm not sure if this is going to tile, but I will see. Yeah, this is too small. Too small. This. Okay, it seems that all of these are web-based, so can't use them as they are. We need to use Photoshop on them, which sucks. And just use Paint. Save as JPEG. Okay, now I'm just going to create a new material. Let me do unwrap this and use this image. This image, yeah. Yes, I think I can just use object mapping. Box. Let me first apply the scale on this. Also, we can make this texture from using noise and Voronoi. Yeah, that's true, but it would take a lot of time that I don't really have. So this texture doesn't tell very well, but I think that's okay. It doesn't really matter that much. What I need to do here is let me see. Let me first increase the strength of the sun. Yeah, something like that, so that the sun is really bright and we can see it. And maybe raise it a bit. 25. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so we want this to be the roughness, and we also need to connect this as the bump. Okay, then we need a few plants here, and let me see. I'm trying to see. Okay, there are also these side steps. These should be very simple to make. So to make these, let me first do this. These side steps or steps, I don't know. We can start with a plane like this. Think might want to give it a few subdivisions, not that many. Is texture paint a smart move for replicating this painterly scene? Yeah, it would be a smart move, but it would take a lot of time to, because you have to UV unwrap. If you're going to use texture painting, you have to UV unwrap every object you have and then texture paint it. That's going to be a lot of time. So you need cobblestone texture. It's called cobblestone texture. You're right. But these are all either squared. Let me see what kind of. Yeah, we can do that. Combine array and curve modifier to do what? Yeah, I want to make these steps here. So I'm going to do. Oh, you mean for these? Yeah, we could use an array. And yeah, you're right. We can use an array. Let me first create these blocks. And the easiest way to do this is to add first solidify modifier. Then add a bevel modifier. Add a bevel modifier like this. Let me change the thickness. We only need the rim. Why is this not? This is going the wrong way. Shift N. And with this, we can easily make the pattern we are looking for here. So under the pattern is this has to be split using V, and then we have a line here, 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 hit V, and basically we have that. Now we can even make an addition. Yeah, something like that. I think maybe just extend this, or this needs to be a bit. Now let me see like that, and so you can see we can do that. And now we can use, like you said, we can use a curve object. Basically to follow the path of this. Amazing artwork. Yeah, the artwork looks good. That's why I picked it. It looks amazing. And I think we can add a shrink wrap to this. Then we can add an array. to this as well. Then let's see, add a curve, select the curve. So something like this. And one other thing we could do, I don't want this curve to have any twists. So I'm going to go here and change this to Z up so that the tiles are always facing up. What is my, it's my first live experience on Blender. Nice. Glad to see you here. Jude Aziboko Dudo. Nice. You can also make these steps you made at the side wall. Oh, the steps. I think it's the same concept, but you see now the steps are this is hanging above the curve. So what I'm going to do is add a shrink wrap and just add it before. Actually, I need to bring the bevel and the array and the solidify after everything. Then I can select this. Now we have that. The path, you can see, now settles on the surface like we want. I think I need to push it. Another thing we could do is duplicate it, because I want to break it up like it is in the so let's see. Yeah, that's our stone. Now if I change the curve, I'm basically changing the path, which is amazing. I think I need the path to be a bit wider. Let me first pause. What GPU do you use? You can use ! specs to check. And we have that. Let me grab a concrete material here. For the wheel on the left, I guess it's called a cart or village carriage. You can search it on Sketchfab. No, I think this is simple enough for us to make directly here. Now, I was also thinking of doing this in Substance, but I think I'm going to just do everything here directly. I'm going to do the texturing directly in Blender instead of Substance. This should be UV project. Let me see how this looks in Eevee. Let's try doing this in Eevee because of the bloom effects and other things that we can take advantage of. Need the sky to use this, and we're going to grab a sun. Contact shadows. I think this has to be pushed off a bit. I like that to make room for this. Looks good in Eevee, but the compilation time is bad. The compilation time is usually what I try to go away, to stay away from. So let's switch back to cycles. I hate the compilation thing, because we can always come back to cycles and check. Let me have the sun in the backup. As a backup option. So we need to bring back our sky texture. Okay, something has changed here. Things look different. Anyway, well, rip attentive. Wait, what do you render in? I'm not sure. I usually render in cycles most of the time. And my tiles here don't really look that good, so let me see what I can do about it. One thing I think I'm realizing: control link, object data. Some of these tiles don't have enough resolution in them, so just so they can fit nicely on the surface like that. And I think we might need more gaps between each of these bricks. So I'm going to do that here. Just introduce more gaps in these. Now, let's texture this house a bit and see how things are going to look. So is this, is it? No, it's not. It's supposed to be this here. So we have some wood. Let me grab a wood material like this. Let's try to use something like not sure which one would work best. Maybe something like this. Now let's see, it's using UV map, so let's do cube projection. And I think we need to apply the array on these and the array on these, so that okay. Let me find a roof material. Have you thought about using some kind of sterilized shader for that paint, look, or will you just go for realistic environment? So the shader, I think this is mostly post-processing effects, like adding edge detect on this. So most of the things you see here are just mostly post-processing. And they usually also do a line drawing over the backgrounds. Since most of the backgrounds rarely move, they can just get away by just with painting over it and things. Yeah, most of these effects are just post-processing. You can see the glow is also post-processing. So it's usually not a shader, at least for the ones that I know. Okay, then here, this could use a concrete material, but it needs to be concrete. Yeah, like this. Now let's go back, see how this has updated. Not bad at all, except we forgot this side. Let's go back to the original house. Now this is the beauty, the power of instances. You make one and basically by the way, this needs a little bit more detail, so especially in this area, since it's going to be the front. So let me grab this beam here, Shift D. I think it needs to be pulled in front a bit. Just small details. Small details like that. And maybe you can even add some sort of window here. Grab. Think our wood is a bit too saturated and too reflective, so You can add plane above the noise texture to fake smoke. I think we can do that a bit later. Yeah, the concrete needs to be more white. And that the wood, we need it to be more bright. Okay, I think it's already starting to look somewhat good. Except the texture of these bricks is not coming out as I expect it to. Yeah, something like that. You also need this brick on here. Let's add some plants, some trees. I'm going to use botanical here again. I'd spawn some trees, some large trees, I think. Yeah, I'm going to also add area light here. Let's see. Okay. Let's try to go for that anime look. It looks good. Let me see. Let's see. Quick functions. Usually the anime look is achieved with a very little contrast. Let's see how this looks with with Eevee. This is the issue with Eevee. It has to compile every time you change something or every time you preview something. And you can see it doesn't render some stuff very correctly as well. Anyway, let's go back to cycles. Get rid of the sun. I think our road is a bit bigger. And we need these bricks again for this wall here. So I'm just going to first scale it down a bit and just bring it there. Maybe give it a darker material. So let me grab a soil. Oh, soil. Something like that. And I think another thing we could do is do a texture paint for this walk path so that not all of it is stone. So you could change the hue of the hero tree asset to red, as in the concept. Sure. I think I'm going to first get a better tree than this, and then now we can do that. I want to first change some of these stones so that it's not all the same material. So let me do this. Let's go to texture paint. Sorry, weight paint. Not weight paint, vertex paint. Just paint out the path. And this guy, so this is going to be where the stones are. And then the rest is either grass or yeah. So this is it. We first unpause here. Hello, how did you add the soil directly to the scene? Yeah, it's an add-on. It's my add-on called the asset library. Let's bring in the vertex color, this here, and let me look for some grass. Some grass like this. Import that texture. I want to blend it using this. I think has to be the other way around, like that. So parts are grass, parts are not, and I think I need to adjust a few settings here. Yes. And I think I can also, instead of doing this, let me just use a separate shader for the grass. So I can come back here, go back to weight paint or vertex paint, and paint again where I want the grass to be. And where I want the stone to be. And if we wanted to say we wanted like some dot, we can also paint a different texture. So the red area is going to be dot. So like that, all that area is going to have dot. And then the white area is going to be grass, the black area is going to be stone. So to do that, all we have to do is, let me bring in this here. So let me unpause here. So our mask is like this. So I can do a separate RGB, and you can see the red channel gives us let me see, let's first take all the channels. So the green channel just gives us all the channels have the black, gray, and this. Actually, the green channel is going to be our best option, so we can use a convert math node and use greater than a value, and we can select the different masks. So here we're selecting, let me see the original. If I want to select only the orange, because I know orange is in the red channel, I can just select that. Let's see, what am I saying? Confusing myself. Actually, let me first do one thing at a time. So let's do grass, soil, import that in. Let me recreate this shader in a much easier way to understand for me. So I have soil, I have grass, I have stone, and I have this mask here. Where is my mask? The color gradient. And maybe to make it easier for me, let me just redo the painting, the texture painting, the vertex painting. So I'm going to go to vertex groups. Vertex colors here, and repaint in much easier colors to separate. So I'm going to go to vertex paint here. First of all, paint, we're using the RGB, and just paint red. So our walk path, the stone is going to be within the red channel. So that's where I want the stones to be. That's going to be our stones, and maybe even around here we can add the stones. Then we can, the green is going to be our grass. So after the stone, we want grass. So it should be around here, even around there, around up there, like that. And then finally in the blue channel we are going to have the soil. So around closer to the buildings, or actually I think the grass is usually closer to the building, so let's do that. So the green, yeah, so that's our mask. So we can go back here, import our colors, and you can see, let me unpause this. That's what we have. I can do a color separate RGB. So that's under convert, separate RGB. And so we have the red channel, green channel, and blue channel. And now we can use this to basically determine where any of these we want this to be. So for this, you can see we have grass. So we can use the red channel to determine where the dirt is going to be and where the grass is going to be. I think this is where we want the stones to be. So I'll bring the stones to color 2, and then the dirt next, and then we can do, let's see, this is our grass, blend it with this, just use the, what was that channel? I think, yeah, it's this blue channel to determine it for us. Yeah, you can see stone, grass, and then ground. Basically something like that. Then we can just use this as the roughness and also the bump. I don't like how this is repeating too much, so what I'm going to do is just first make sure that this is not an instance, so I can apply this array, and that should remove the repeating we have going on here. You also make sure that this is actually using UV map coordinates, not object coordinates. Also need this wall on this side. Will you be able to give live tutorials on UV mapping? I'm 3 weeks into Blender, but UV mapping seems to be harder. I have a good tutorial on UV mapping that you should check out. Just search for Top Channel 1-on-1 UV mapping. You'll see some tutorials I have on that. Because UV mapping is not a broad topic that would require a full live stream. It would just take me about 20 minutes and I would have nothing to talk about anymore. So that's why I can't do a live stream of UV mapping. There isn't much to talk about. Yeah, something like that. I think I need to go back to this and think the sun needs to be, let's see, 180. Let's do 160 or 100. I'm trying to see what we could do to make this look like this. So let's try to change the camera positioning. Also seems like the sky is a big part of this. When I raise the sun elevation, I think it becomes too bright. Or maybe that's okay. Maybe we just need to add something to block the light. So let me add this here. I started almost everything below that. Everything below what? Are you unwrapping? And you're still struggling? Now I think we need more vegetation in here. So let me get some grass from my asset library and start populating this place grass. Just have some around this area here. If I suppose use a shrink wrap. Just add grass in different places. I'm sure it's going to help our scene. So yeah, I don't want any grass over the pathwalk or the walk path. Maybe this concrete we might want it to be a bit darker. I think every YouTuber Whiter has used this song. Oh, YouTuber has used this song. Yeah. It's very popular. Let me see. Do I have some doors? I have some doors that we could use just to add in some extra level of detail. So I'm going to grab this. Let me actually first pause and go to my house here, original house here. So this is it. Maybe first isolate it for a bit. Yeah, add a door here, because now what our scene requires is simply just adding in more detail. Nothing more. So a door there, some windows in different areas. So let me see. Yeah, some windows. Let me do window. Can do something like this. Again, this can be House One collection. Hello, Jupe 112K. How are you? Let me see. Even here. Yo, thank you for subscribing, Brian Wesonga. Thank you. Let me have this hidden. Let's see now. Hello, Lionel Remy. How are you? How's everything? Think this wood we might want to make it a bit dark like that. Hey, Ganja Planter, how are you? How's everything? Oh, the roof should come out. Yeah, you're right, you're right. I think also need like the scene looks nice. Thank you, man. Thank you. Let's add more vegetation to this, and if I see. I think I can go back to, because some of these buildings look like they're floating, so I can go back to the original house and just elongate or just make these poles go down like that. So yeah, it doesn't look like they're floating anymore. I think I just need to make sure that they are UV unwrapped. And we need, let me see, ground. We need some form of mountain at the back. So since this is some sort of hill, these clouds can be pushed even further back now. So hey, thank you, Nyan Maru, and I will do keep it up. Have some mountains. Let me grab these. Have some branches, maybe throw some of those. Now it's just scene dressing. Some bags. Have these lanterns, maybe you can add them. Let's create this wheel here, so shouldn't be too hard. Just a cylinder. I think we can just grab a few. Doesn't have to be the same exact design, but you can do something and use a cylinder as another circle here, but this time with something like 8 vertices. Starting to look good as some volumetrics, and it should look awesome. Thanks. Yeah, every piece of art just takes a little bit of time to look as you want it, so let me look for some wood material. Maybe something like this. I'm not even sure why it's in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't seem like there is any water here. Next time I'm in Amsterdam, I want to visit the Blender Foundation. Oh, that would be amazing. So, have you ever been to Amsterdam? Because you're saying next time. And why didn't you visit? Do they even allow visitors? I'm not sure. Let me make this editable so that I can adjust the colors. I was there a few weeks ago. Normally anyone can visit, but I don't know of Corona. Yeah, Corona just messed up everything. I didn't know that. I always thought you couldn't just walk in. Yo, thank you for subscribing, Oddball. Thank you, thank you. If I suppose. I want the color to change for just this one tree. Alright, let me just use a color mix RGB and just use the color option. Oh, it's a broken wheel? Yeah, you might be right. Because I don't expect it. I don't expect water to run here. I think mine is a bit too. Thank you, Peter Yoy. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Pedro Souza Mendes. Great work. Greetings from Brazil. How's Brazil? Where did you learn Blender? On YouTube, man. On YouTube, like you are doing. Hello, Spa Expos. How are you? Glad to see you again. How's everything? And how is your Blender journey? Because I remember last time you told me you were new to Blender. Mine will need small steps. Yeah, I think you're right. Let me first pause. Come in here. Shift D, just let's see. What I usually like to do, let me add an area light on this tree here so that it's bright enough. Yeah, not that bright. I think the sky also needs to be quite bright. So let's play with the and I want the sky to be more bluish. And then let's add some more white clouds. Yo, thank you for subscribing. Deepas, right? Make it doesn't cast shadow. What don't you want to cast shadow? I also like to add some kind of volumetrics in here. The area light, not cast shadow, and then that will make it so yeah, that usually doesn't look any good when you stop lights from showing shadows, because everything then becomes lit. Yeah, more steps and maybe a little bit with width. Smaller. Oh, so you mean the width of this? And let's add some wind effect. So we can start with plain. Actually, we can just use the same material. So let me the same material as our clouds. Let me just duplicate one of our clouds like this. So and what I want is a texture, noise texture, and we can use this as the factor here. So if I scale it really, you can see I can easily mimic volumetrics in the background. And let me first look at my noise, add a color ramp here just to have some contrast. And I want this to be to make it look like we need to scale this on the X quite a lot. And maybe yo, thank you for subscribing. Zero. You can check exclamation specs to see what GPU I'm using. This doesn't seem to work as I expect it to work. Something like that. Love your stream. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, Max Sonic. Thank you. I wouldn't use the second layer of clouds. I would. The first one looked nice, or maybe put a little more in the background. So this. Which layer do you want? This is just kind of faking volumetrics. You can see it's a slight. It gives us a slight separation between the foreground and the background. Need the lighting? Thank you. Yes. Have this tree a little to the have some tree like that. It's fine at the moment. Okay, good to know. Let's add some grass or bushes. Let me see. If I go to, let me search my asset library and see if I can find some other stuff I could add in here. Let me go to my decos. Yeah, I have some birds. Could add them somewhere flying, maybe. Render by what for animal style? Render by what for animal style? Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean what render engine to use? Because right now I'm just using cycles. Have this pipe, maybe let me see, add some water pipe here. Search for some metal. This is fascinating to watch. You're awesome at what you're doing. Thank you. Quick question: Why you don't use stock asset library? Stock asset library. What is that? I don't think I know what that is. Oh, you mean the inbuilt asset browser? Because I think you can see I would need first of all to have a dedicated panel for that. So this is the asset browser, and I also don't understand how. So you can see I have a few stuff in here, like buildings and what. Yeah, I just don't like how it was implemented. I just find mine much easier to use because this is my own add-on. And yeah, I just find it much easier to use. So if I wanted to add assets to this, the way you add assets to the library is a bit confusing, and yeah, it just doesn't work for me. This is much easier for me. It's in the side panel, it doesn't take up a lot of space. And let me go back here. I can see if I don't want to see it anymore, I just hit N and it goes away. Bring it back. I can add assets, I can get assets, I can search them, and I don't think the asset browser also supports collection. This one supports collections. It's just much easier for me to work with. The sky texture should be more vibrant. I like the concept. You think so? Okay, let's try to do that. Let's see, how do we do that? I think we could, in theory, let's see, if I grab at These are what make up our clouds. So something like this. Thank you, Ryzen, for subscribing. Really appreciate that. So I can make it bright. Let me by just adding a new cloud like that. But instead of using a cloud, I think, let me first isolate just that piece so that everything is faster. I want to use a texture, gradient texture. A gradient texture like this. And I want this to use spherical. Thank you, Aimbot, for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Just want this. So I want to let me first apply this scale. Unwrap, and this one I want to use, so I'm trying to brighten up the sky in the way you suggested. So let me see, I want to use UV mapping, rotate this so we can easily position the gradient like that. So we want white at the end here, and then blue at the top. Yeah, if I just bump up the Nishita sky brightness, then everything, the lighting is going to change because Nishita just brightens up everything. That's why you see I'm trying to use a gradient so that I brighten up the back side. I think, which one is it? This? Yeah, this here. Can simply just brighten that piece like that. So you can see, you can brighten up things a bit. Maybe let me also make these mountains even larger and bring these clouds even back. Great lighting. Thank you, Astro World. Check out the question the suggestion made about the wheel, the water wheel. Where is that? Amazing progress. Thank you. I think it should be the new tutor. Yeah, you see. Let me see if I bring the brightness up. That's what happens. What would be your take if you had to make this environment for character animation in foreground? Would you take this approach or make a simpler environment with a 2D background camera mapping? Well, a simpler 2D camera mapping. I think this is because look, we have done this in in 2 hours. 2 hours and 14 minutes. So I think, yeah, it has not taken a lot of time. So and it has taken that long because I was also trying to explain what I was doing. So I would have been faster if I wasn't explaining. So I think it's also a faster approach. I'll definitely follow this approach and then just do a line pass over a sketch lines over this as well. So, thank you. Nothing for subscribing. Thank you. And hello, how are you? Where do you get these images? I just do a quick Google search. I would put the water wheel more into the ground, like in the reference. Oh, yeah, that's definitely what we should do. And we could also add some fake lights here, just to make some of these spots stand out. Can also maybe make this. So I think for that I'm just going to go to the original house, grab this frame, shift frame and roof, shift the new collection, just make sure it's seen. It's going to be around here. Just like that. Though don't think it's really easy to tell what it is. So how did you make skies and trees? The trees are from the botanical add-on. Link is in the description. The sky, we made it using just simple textures of clouds and scaling them and giving them different materials. You mentioned you play Acetro at the end of the live stream. Would you ever do any gaming streaming in the future? No, I think I confused the Acetro Corsa with a different game. No, I checked it out and it wasn't the same. So the other one is called. It's not the same game, but the pronunciation is the same. Actually, it's definitely not the same game. And I maybe in my free time I can play some video games, but the one I was thinking of wasn't the one you were talking about. Hello, Vishak. How are you? Let's see. I think these clouds are cutting off my mountains. We also add some trees up here. Okay, no worries, bro. I think you would enjoy Aceto Corsa a lot. It is very mod and friendly. But I thought it was like a 3D printed cars. Is it like that? Because let me see. What I got was let me see Aceto Corsa. So. Oh. Actually, this is not the page that came up. This is not the page that came up, actually. I've always wanted to get a racing game that I could play in my free time, because other games I just want to use a console and then chill in my sofa and enjoy. So this would be a game I could get into. Let me see, how much is it? I don't know why. Every time I stream, my internet slows down quite a lot for some reason. Yeah, if this is the kind of game, I think I can definitely get into it. Is it a multiplayer game? Like online multiplayer? No, my internet's... Assetto is ideal. You can even download real world maps at cruise roads at your leisure. Yeah, I want something like that, where I can just cruise instead of just being... I want to be... I'm a kind of a passive gamer. I'm not really very active. I play... maybe the only game that I'm really active in is Age of Empires, because that really requires you to be very, very active. Ah, nice. That would be amazing. I'm definitely going to check it out. How large is the download? Maybe I could try downloading it today. Let me add a fence. Could add a fence. It's happening. Can add a fence. The scene lacks electric poles. And I have a bunch of those. The stock game is small, but I have over 400 cars and 300 road maps, so mine is ridiculous in size. I also experiment with the mods since it's written in Python, and I'm trying to learn this. Nice. I think I can also get into some modding for different games. I haven't done it. That always seems like a fun thing to get into. Yeah, did you tell me how much the game costs? How much is it? Because I was trying to check for the price. I couldn't find. Let's do some wires. Lots of trucks and cars are made in Blender too. Wow, your world maps would be mind-blowing with the detail you include. Yeah, so no problem, man. There's no need to apologize. That's why I do chats so that I can talk with you guys. Yeah. But my world maps, I'm usually cheating. I only render where the camera is looking. So it's currently 15 euros on Steam, but they put it on offer a lot since it's old, usually during the holidays. I think I'll get it. I just, usually for me, my internet can be a bit expensive because I have a cap over, is it 10 GB a day? If I go beyond that, it becomes a bit expensive. So the cost of the game is not what bothers me. It's the the cost of the internet here. So if I usually, the weekends for me, internet is free for the weekends, but it's usually a bit slow. That's the problem there. I think let me make this one cross the street. Yeah, nice. The street cables look nice. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, and I think we have nailed the look here. We have the look nailed down. I suggest you move all the sets of pole and cables to the right, because it's distracting from the hero asset tree. Assets are the building and the orange tree. You think so? Okay, let's see. So you mean something like this? Very nice street. Thank you, Sain Khan. Thank you. Let me bring this down a bit. Like that. I think this is going to conclude today's stream. Maybe let me add a character somewhere. Maybe walking. Can the camera be rotated so the house look less at an angle? You want us to see the. Let me see. If we let me try a different camera view here. You know what? Even this angle doesn't look too bad, I think. I also like this angle. Let's see this. This is nearly the same angle. Facing everything directly. Maybe this needs a tilt. Let's try 20mm. Okay, we're starting to see areas that we didn't work on here, so maybe we can push this. Do you mean face, like directly facing like this? Let me try pushing the camera up. Yeah, even from different angles, I think the scene still looks good. But I'm just going to settle for either this because we concentrated mostly from this viewing angle. I'm in the same location, slightly parallel, slightly tilt to the left of the house. Is parallel to with the edge from the concept art. Or you mean like this? That's not bad as well. Do you have a cut model? Yeah. I think I do. It's called cut. How do I call it? Medieval? I think it's my medieval stuff. I have it, but I don't remember how I spelled it. Yeah, it's here. I think I can add it. Oh, thank you, Yedi. Let me see, what else can we add? Oh, you mean a cat, like an animal? No, I don't have. The only thing I have is a horse. That's the only animal I have in this. Let's see. Let me increase on the on the fog in the scene a bit. There is some green on top of the wall in front of the orange tree. Oh, this here. You're right. Let me just use botanical for that. Oh, I think I have some grass that could cover this. I mean, some thick grass like this. Do you have a maple tree in botanic? The orange tree should be maple. Yeah, I don't think there is a maple tree here. I don't even know which one would be a maple tree. So yeah. Just made 5 new metahumans. Ah, nice. Does MetaHuman export to Blender? Because I haven't really tried it out, and I need to create my own, a few characters of my own that I could use in Blender. Take a sip of water. Let's add some more decals. You need to make a mini, like a mini what? A mini what do you mean? A mini YouTube channel? Like a... I'm not very good at making characters, so that's why I stay away from them. But the reason why I'm not very good at them is because I stay away from them. I never practice. You can use it with Quicksaw Bridge and import it in Blender, because that's where I want to use it. Mini version of myself that would require. Yeah, I want to do that. I think that's what they usually like to do. But then realize it's not as easy as we want. The idea of particle system is brilliant. Yeah, I think it is, because you can just move things anywhere you want without worrying about texture painting or anything like that. MetaHuman is simple. A 5-year-old can use it. Yeah, but you haven't really answered. Can you export it into Blender? That's my question. Yeah, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here. I really appreciate you showing up and sticking around. So, yeah, I'm going to give this a quick render. This time I won't forget uploading it to Discord. I want this dark cloud somewhere here, so let me see. I want a dark cloud as well, so let me duplicate this. No, actually, that's not it. I want this here. Let me first add that dark cloud. I think it's purplish. I don't like it. This code is disabled. No, I don't think it is. It works. See? It works, it works. Yeah. Where did you got the wheel model? We made it here. We modeled it. And yeah, so thank you again. I'll see you in the next live stream.